was released on the 13th of May 2016, and with it, ID Software regained the throne as kings of the single-player FPS genre. I remember playing this game a lot when it first came out, as it gave me a really good alternative to my obsession with Counter-Strike at the time, and I also noticed I was actually getting better with my aim a little bit in CS by playing Doom. Now, the question is it still worth your time, especially with the elephant in the room that Doom Eternal is? Well, let's dive deeper and discover that in today's video. So, for full transparency, I'll tell you that when I do a video about the game, I usually play the game from start to finish, but this game is an exception. When I first started playing it with this video in mind, I choose the second hardest difficulty, which is Ultra Nightmare, just so I can finish the game in good time before I would go on to my holiday. Halfway through I had to stop though, because by not playing the game on the hardest difficulty, I felt like I was somehow cheating and did not get the best out of it. And I think that should tell you how my feelings are towards this game. Before anything else, I will talk about this game and pretend that Doom Eternal does not exist, and after that I will put things a little bit into perspective by comparing the two of them at the end. Okay, so let's start by talking about the gameplay. To this day, this is one of the best single-player FPS experience out there. It might not be the best, but it's in my top 3 or top 5 for sure. The feeling of constantly bunny hopping and shooting your way through the waves of enemies that the game throws at you is immensely satisfying. The gameplay is also enhanced by the fact that it made such a good job with the optimization of this game that at this point in time, it can run on any old potato that you might have, even you play around with the graphical settings a little bit if you have a really old computer. The level exploration is great, and it always rewards you with collectibles, consumables, and upgrades that you can use on your arsenal or suit. The evolution of your arsenal and armor suit throughout the game is made gradually and gets you ready step by step for the ultimate challenge in the later game, when you have everything upgraded and are ready to rip and tear through the hordes of hell. The game at the highest difficulty settings still offers a good challenge, and it makes you think and analyze more than your average FPS. Now that being said, if you're not an experienced FPS player, you can still have a lot of fun by turning down the difficulty and just enjoying the game for what it is. There is no shame in doing that, because at the end of the day the most important thing to do when you play a game is to have fun, escape the day-to-day life, and whether you want to challenge yourself in this game by cranking up the difficulty or just enjoy it without stressing too much, it doesn't matter, you can do both, and that's great, because it allows everybody to have fun regardless of what they choose to do. Another piece that makes the gameplay and overall experience great in this game is the sound and music used. The guns sound really good, especially the Gauss cannon. Which is one of the best sounding weapons in any game that I've played. It is savage as fuck, and it's really satisfying to use. Add to that the amazing soundtrack that makes your blood pump through your veins like you're hanging on to dear life, and you have the perfect recipe for a good time. Now all that is sexy and sounds good, but you know what made me want to replay the game on the highest difficulty while working on this video? It's the atmosphere. The atmosphere is one of the few things that this game does better than any other Doom game to date. It's amazing, it's claustrophobic, it's frightening at times, and it sucks you into the world that is put in front of you. It makes you pay attention to everything that you do and doesn't allow you to get distracted. And that's important, especially in a world where we unfortunately are somehow forced into having the attention span of an infant. Also, I really love those sparkling intros that the game shows you at the entry of every level. There is also enough diversity in the level design to keep even the most savage social justice warrior satisfied, from the claustrophobic halls that the buildings on Mars offer to the open spaces on the Red Planet and the depths of hell. The game pretty much has everything that you would expect and love to see in a Doom game. Graphically, the game still looks really good, and you won't find too many things to pinpoint and complain about. Now, all that being said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, boys and girls. There are minor bugs in the game where sometimes you get stuck on some stairs or door frames right in the middle of an important fight, but situations like that are few and far between, so in my opinion it's not a real problem. But they are present, so just be aware of them. I've also encountered instances where if I step on certain things on the map, I would just get thrown off and I would get killed. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording when this happened, but it was there and it was a little bit annoying. But just like I previously said, it doesn't happen a lot, so I can turn a blind eye on that one. Also, as much as I love red and orange, I gotta say the colors used in the game lack diversity. Everything looks like you are in a room where a photographer is working on his latest pictures. Well, not quite everything, but you get my point. Now, let's take off the tinfoil hat and see if this game is still worth your time, knowing that Doom Eternal is out there for you to enjoy. A lot of people are comparing the two games, but I gotta say for me it's an apples to oranges comparison, as I find that Doom 2016 is a game that offers you a great atmosphere and a very satisfying gameplay, while Doom Eternal went balls to the walls, offering you the greatest FPS gameplay one has ever experienced, but forgot about the atmosphere or did not care too much about it. The challenge is much greater in Doom Eternal, but the tools you have at your disposal are also upgraded, with the ability to dash, meat hook and freeze your enemies. Doom Eternal has to go down in history as one of the best, if not the best, FPS single player game. Doom 2016 is not as much fun and does not get you hyped as much as Doom Eternal, but what it lacks in its mechanical abilities more than makes up with its atmosphere, in my humble opinion. After slowly moving away from Counter-Strike as my main game after 20 years, changing it to Doom Eternal a few months ago, I was pleasantly surprised by how much fun I still had playing Doom 2016. And for me, that's a sign that there is room for both games in any gamer's world. My advice would be this: if you've never played the new Doom games, then definitely start with 2016, as I feel that the two games complete each other very well. But if you've played both and was itching or wondering if it's still fun to play Doom 2016, give it a try and see if the gameplay and atmosphere still sucks you in like it did with me. Regardless of which side of the fence you are, I believe that Doom 2016 is definitely still fun and has a lot to offer, even in a world where Doom Eternal is pulling the strings. Now that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope I'll see you around next time. If you do like what I do here, then maybe consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button or the dislike button depending on how you feel about the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay clean and stay strong.